Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Severe thunderstorms and flash flooding are expected for portions of the mid-Atlantic into the northeast. Some relief is expected for the central Gulf Coast early this week, but dangerous heat and humidity will continue across the southern plains. Also, an increased risk for spreading of wildfires from central Nevada into southeastern Oregon through tomorrow. Closer to home, hot and dry conditions with several more hot days for the area. Some moisture may be returning to the west by Wednesday and push towards the Rio Grande Valley by the end of the week. Going into the weekend, temperatures are going to remain well above normal with scattered mountain storms and isolated showers in the basin. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. FEMA has extended the deadline for those affected by the South Fork and Salt fires to apply for federal assistance. The agency originally had today as a deadline. Individuals and families affected by fires and subsequent floods can be eligible for rental assistance, temporary housing, repairs, property losses, and other disaster-related needs not covered by insurance. Those affected now have until October 19th to apply for assistance. This past Saturday, AlamogordoTownNews.org published an article by Christine Steele titled Say His Name, and it's about Elijah Hadley, as well as criticizing the Alamogordo City Commission. In it were a few misrepresentations and alternative facts, one being a line referring to Catholicism and Christianity. Miss Steele has 16 years' experience as a newspaper writer, which is great, but I would think she would know that Catholicism represents the largest Christian denomination in the world, over 1.3 billion. Catholicism is Christianity. But not all Christians are Catholics. We good? Okay. About police, she said, quote, "When you join those organizations, you know you're signing up for a job that puts you in harm's way, and you willingly accept that," close quote. You know, I don't know of any officer, firefighter, member of our armed forces, and the like, who have a death wish. Perhaps that line should have been rewritten. There were a few other issues, but the big one was where she stated Mayor Susan Payne referred to Elijah Hadley as, quote, "the elephant in the room," close quote, at the August 13th meeting. But is that true?
We can talk about the elephant in the room. We all heard the public comment about what happened.
Well, it certainly sounds like she did, but let's really listen.
We can talk about the elephant in the room. We all heard the public comment about what happened, but I think we can also all agree that that is the exception to the rule, and I support our law enforcement, and I think it's important that we all support our law enforcement. I do think it's important to recognize that they're human and that mistakes are made, and I will just tell you, I'm not going to be at a protest on Saturday. I respect their feelings. I appreciate what they said, and I take that to heart. I do, but I'm not going to do that.
Clearly, she's speaking about the protesters. Spencer Bond had spoken earlier in the evening and seemingly tried to shame the city commissioners for not previously marching.
I've been out there every day for the past week protesting this horrible, cruel death, and I haven't seen any one of you there.
He further tried to guilt the commissioners to attend this past weekend's protest.
This Saturday at 5:30, we're going to be meeting at the Otero County Fairgrounds. And so I would like for all of you guys to be there, to stand for Elijah Hadley, to say that his death was completely unacceptable, completely preventable. And we, as citizens of Alamogordo, will not stand for living in a county that will so brutally murder its own citizens.
Here's something that a lot of people don't seem to follow, and it's hard to understand. And we all screw this one up. Freedom of speech and expression cannot exist unless we recognize that others have the same rights. This includes the opinions of those with whom we disagree and despise. If you want Harris to win the presidency, great, but allow the Trump voters the same courtesy to support their candidate. If you don't like guns, okay, don't own one, but understand there are those who do. Abortion, if you're against it, don't blow up a facility and kill people who provide the service. It's sad I have to say that. And now to the Hadley situation. It is up to the individual whether he or she marches and protests or not. And if not, it does not mean the individual is in favor of killing another human. To suggest as much is pure ignorance. You want to march? March. You want to file petitions? Go get signatures. Me, as I've said before, I have an opinion on this issue after seeing the video, but until I hear the results of the investigation, I'm going to reserve that opinion. As far as the sheriff not showing up at the county meeting, as I stated, he wouldn't have been able to address the issue anyway since there's an active investigation. I had the pleasure of speaking with Miss Lincoln County, Hayden Hill, and she told me about a wonderful event happening this Friday, the Community Hero Award Ceremony.
Recognizing our local heroes who helped during these recent tragedies in Ruidoso Downs, Alto, and Mescalero is truly what helping those who help others is about. We had such an overwhelming response from the community who nominated 42 people who went above and beyond to help during the fires and floods and the recovery efforts.
One of those being recognized is Otero County Commissioner Amy Barella.
While it is a huge honor to be able to receive a nomination included with so many people that have done so much for Ruidoso during their disasters, the reason why I'm making this public is because I want to make sure that everybody is able to attend and help support, the entire week and thereafter of donations and what we did during the fires to support, the homeowners, the fire departments, firefighters, the pilots, everybody involved.
That's this Friday at 6 at ENMU Ruidoso, 709 Meacham. If you took part in this effort but have not been invited, please reach out to Commissioner Barella. Well, today's Monday. We get a update now from Animal Village NM.
Hi, this is Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. And as always, I am so grateful to KALH and Anthony for allowing us to talk to you once a week for 3 minutes with our pup date. And this is this week's pup date from Animal Village NM. I've had the best morning, walked with my dogs at the park, and hung out by some wild horses for a few minutes. Absolutely beautiful. And yesterday we hung out with a couple of elk, and they were eating apples, and we were just watching them and enjoying. And we were using wolf tracks, walk for a dog. And I would love to invite you to join us on our walks with your walks. You don't have to have a dog. If you do, of course, it's more fun for you. But anytime you take a walk, if you would choose Animal Village NM as your cause for pause and hit the little button on your phone and walk while using wolftracks.com, we would be getting little donations for that. So you just with your healthy walks with your dogs or without your dogs, while you're increasing your health, you can help local animals in your community just by doing that. Not only that, it puts you into a GPS mode. So if anything, God forbid, happens, first responders would be able to find you immediately because you would be tracked with the GPS. So it's a health feature all the way around, and you can help animals in your local community. Just join wolftrack.com. It's totally free, and we will be helped to help you. And speaking about helping you and your community, we are so excited. We are having a board meeting this evening, and we'll be announcing the details tomorrow about when and where. It's going to be September 16th, and we are going to sign up 10 people to receive free spay-neuter surgeries for their pets in Otero County. We don't know where yet, and we don't know when, but we're going to figure that out tonight and announce the details tomorrow. So watch our Facebook page. It's very important tomorrow because you could save, $500, $600, $300, $400, whatever, depending on the size of your pet. So that's what we do. Low income, spay neuter. All you need is an EBT card or some other proof of a low income status, and we'll be able to help the first 10 people who come. This is Animal Village NM. You can help us do much, much more by donating. Become a monthly sponsor in any amount. It's always more than we have now at animalvillagenm.org.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
The Deming Police Department announced that 3 people were injured following a shootout that took place on Saturday afternoon. 2 people drove to a home. An altercation began between them and another party, which soon escalated into gunfire with 3 people shot. All 3 people were airlifted to an El Paso hospital for emergency treatment. No innocent bystanders were injured, and this appears to be an isolated incident, and there is no ongoing threat to the public. 3 housing units at the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Detention Center have been placed on quarantine due to a possible exposure. An inmate was found to possibly have an infectious disease. Hospital staff with the University of New Mexico are doing contact tracing within the facility. Some inmates were forced to miss court due to these precautionary measures. The U.S. Department of Defense announced the death of an airman, 28-year-old Staff Sergeant Tristan Wright. He's from Florida and was serving at Cannon Air Force Base near Clovis. Wright enlisted on August 23rd of 2016, and his decorations include medals for good conduct, a Global War on Terrorism medal, and a National Defense Service medal. Wright died in a non-combat related incident at an undisclosed location. This incident is currently under investigation. We at Alamogordo Town News were saddened to learn that Dr. John Hill, former Democrat candidate for State House District 53, has passed away. Hill recently withdrew from the race, and on August 6th, I spoke with him about why.
I have cancer, so I have a little bit more than a sore throat. I have it has been designated terminal. So in my mind, I'm not, I can't do the job that the people of District 53 need to have done.
Republican candidate for State House District 53, Elizabeth Winterrode, had this to say about her former opponent.
I am calling concerning this learning of the death of Dr. John Hill, who was my previous opponent earlier in the summer. He had won the primary. I just want to extend my deepest condolences to his family. Certainly shocking to hear this, and from my family to his, I am so sorry for your loss, and may he rest in peace.
Dr. John Hill was 76. Sports and weather are next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
Tomorrow in volleyball, Chaparral at Mountain View, Ruidoso at West Vegas. Tularosa enters the Eunice tournament on Friday and Saturday. Alamogordo faces Lovington on Saturday. Those are all away. Football season openers are this week. Tularosa on Thursday as the Wildcats welcome Hot Springs. And Alamogordo on Friday as the Tigers welcome Deming. Those games are at home. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 15 miles per hour. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 15. Your high today in the basin, 96. Low tonight of 70. High tomorrow, 98 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting as high as 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 16. Sunny skies tomorrow. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 75. Low tonight of 53. High tomorrow, 76 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes this Monday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.